Pivot tables are one of the most powerful features in Excel for data aggregation and representation. This is a simple pivot table driven by a sales dataset, as shown here. Just like any pivot table, this one aggregates sales data by years and months, and also incorporates filters, such as a salesperson selection filter. Based on the selections, the data will update. You can also select specific years and specific months. It is easy to build and configure, but there are some well-known limitations. Recently, the Microsoft Excel team released a new formula called PIVOTBY. The goal of this formula, as well as the similar GROUPBY formula, is to replace the usage of pivot tables by removing the well-known limitations associated with them. Here is the PIVOTBY formula as it displays the results. It's a dynamic array formula. As you can see, it spills over multiple cells depending on the results. The PIVOTBY formula is very simple. It starts with a column parameter, then a row parameter, followed by the data and the function. It is also possible to incorporate filters because PIVOTBY formula supports them. However, creating filters, especially multi-select filters, is not as easy as it is with traditional pivot tables. Still, it's possible. In this case, we are basically trying to mimic the same functionality as in this pivot table. By using these formulas, we get a list of unique years, unique months, and a unique list of salespeople from the data. By simply adding true/false to each row, we can mimic the functionality of multi-select filters. If I unselect some of the years, this formula will produce a list of the years that remain selected, that is, the ones with a true value associated with them. We use the results of these formulas with PIVOTBY, as shown in the filter section of the formula. Now, let's turn this Excel file into a web application using SpreadsheetWeb's new dynamic grid function. Before we do that, we need some prep work, namely creating named ranges. First, create a named range for the very first cell of the PIVOTBY formula. I just called it Pivot 1. Remember, you don't have to create a larger named range, only a single cell named range is needed for PIVOTBY or GROUPBY formulas. Next, we need to create named ranges for the filters. In this case, the year, month, and salesperson fields. Make sure to include the true checkbox column. Once the named ranges are created, we're ready to upload the file to SpreadsheetWeb and create a dynamic grid. Log in to your SpreadsheetWeb Hub account and create a new application. Then, drag and drop the Excel file and select Create an Application. Go to the designer and create a new user interface page. First, let's create our pivot table. Drag and drop an output grid. Select the output grid, and then on the right-hand side menu, check Enable Dynamic Range. This allows the system to search for dynamic named ranges containing formulas like PIVOTBY or GROUPBY. Select Pivot 1. There's really not much else to do. If I go to the preview and view the table, you can see it looks just like the pivot table in the Excel file. Now, let's go ahead and create our filters. Go back to the user interface. I'm going to break the existing section into two containers and move the pivot table to the larger container. Then I'll insert an input grid and select year. Make the necessary selections and hit confirm. Let's do a quick preview. Unselect a few years from the list, and the dynamic grid automatically updates. Now let's go back and add other filters. Follow the same steps to add month and salesperson. As you can see, the same filter functionality works in the web application. As I make my selections, the dynamic grid, which represents the pivot table, updates automatically. The number of columns and rows changes depending on my selections and each formula's calculations. This is another version of the web application with a custom style sheet applied. With a custom style sheet, you can style the header rows and total columns and rows. By combining the PIVOTBY formula and the new dynamic grid feature, You can create powerful and advanced reporting applications with SpreadsheetWeb.